So Dan, I mean, a big win in the first game. What was your take on it? What was the highlight, do you think, from that win?
Yeah, it was a good win. The highlight was the fact that we achieved early days what we've been, I suppose, preparing for since the finish of last season was just about our consistency around our ball movement and scoring. So, a lot of time's been spent since end of season 7 through to last week, and just making sure that we work hard on the way I suppose, our strategy around our ball movement and our ability to move the ball in a way that's going to give us the best chance to score. So, to have that many shots on goal and 7 individual goal scorers was really pleasing for us. So, the motivating factor for us now is to find that consistency piece going into Sydney, where things are a little bit different. We haven't played there before, let alone on the North Shore Oval. North Sydney Oval. So. There's a few things that are a little bit unknown, but what we want to control is that consistency piece around our ball movement and scoring. And I'm sure the Swans will want to negate that as much as they can. They did a good job last week against the Giants to have a bit of an arm wrestle game, and then to open the game up towards the back end of the last quarter was pleasing for them, I'm sure. So we've got our hands full this week to try and keep that consistency piece around our ball movement and scoring.
Obviously, as you said there, Sydney got off to a good start against the Giants in round one. Chloe Malloy was superb in that game. How do you look to stop her? Who do you think will be getting that job?
We watched the game pretty closely. Like she certainly took her moments when it counted. Those 2 shots on goal she had end of the third and late in the fourth were critical for them. So she's exceptionally talented. But I think we'll worry about us for now with our mids, and we've got a few things in place to activate if we think that we need to in regards to Chloe. They've got some other great players as well that can have an influence on the game. Lucy McAvoy, I thought, from the second half onwards, really inserted herself as a high defender, getting up forward and really making it difficult for the Giants to get through her, and then to have some attacking prowess off the back of it was quite good. Ali Morfitt in the ruck was quite damaging as well, and clearly a focal point for them. We've got our hands full of a few players, and Chloe's no exception. So we just have to make sure that our girls are on their game and tuned into the role they're playing, because it's going to take the 3 or 4 midfielders going through there to really combat theirs.
Both Maloney's impressed on the weekend. How do you see their performances, especially Aisling in her debut?
Yeah, Aisling's she keeps on surprising, doesn't she? She offers such a short run up in terms of her preparation. She she's playing on instinct at the moment. She's getting the game. Every session she trains, she's learning something and doing something different, which is great. Her composure piece for me was brilliant on Saturday. Just the way she assessed her scenario before she made her next decision was really vital, and it helped us score. And she had a few score involvements herself. Kicked a nice goal. So her progression's been really pleasing. And the same as Anna Rose. Like, we put them in the same boat. Anna Rose she played a scrimmage game earlier in the day and continues to show really good signs of progression as well. But Aisling clearly has progressed really well for us. And you throw in Darcy Maloney. Like, I'm not surprised. Darcy's had a ripper pre-season again. Like, she's had a pre-season where she left no stone unturned in regards to her preparation, her conditioning, her fundamentals, and she's starting to show the competition now that we're not just Nina Morrison and the likes. We've got actually a midfield and forward line that bat pretty deep. So I'm really pleased for Darcy in particular, because I know how much she's had to work to get to this point, and she's got a lot of work to go still, clearly. But we're lucky to have the 2 Maloneys in good form.
Jackie Parry was another who took her chance on the weekend with 3 goals. How do you see her performance, and also Kate Sermon in her first game for the Cats?
Yeah, Jack was great. Like, again, she's someone who's worked really hard on her fundamentals, and marking is one of those things that she's been really strong on. And I just have to think back to all the hours she's put in, driving down the highway and just doing practice around her football marking and kicking and whatnot. So it's no surprise to me that she's getting some reward for her effort. But I was just pleased for her that she could do it early in the game and hit the scoreboard early to give her some confidence, because she's a confidence player, and as they all are. But it was a just reward for the effort she's put in, and she's going to be important for us too. She's quite mobile, so playing a role to get up and down the ground and hit the scoreboard for us is quite exciting. And Kate Sermon again, just adds that forward pressure that we're after consistently, and that connection piece. I thought she got the ground and connected our mids to our forwards, and had a few shots on goal herself, which was great for her as well. And she's quite tenacious. I think she laid the most forward half tackles for our team as well. So again, time in forward half and our efficiency in forward half is really important, and she supported that. So I'm expecting with a smaller ground this week that both teams are going to get their likes, their like looks up forward. So I'm sure Jackie and Darcy and Kate will have a significant impact on how we perform.
Can't believe how we have gone this long without talking about Georgia Prasparkas. I mean, she was super on the weekends. Do you think she can go to another level and potentially take out the league best and fairest this year?
I reckon she's already gone to another level. I'm not going to predict the form guide from this point on, but if she tracks the way she's tracking at the moment, she's going to give not just herself the best, I suppose, result and reward at the end of the year, but it's for us, and that's what she's driven to do is to win. Like, she's a winner, and she's so driven to make sure that the whole team gets success, and she's another one. I'm really proud of the group as a whole for the work in their pre-season. She's dedicated her off season to getting better and preparing the best way she can and finding new ways to improve. And round one was hopefully just a scratching the surface for her, and teams are going to put some work into her clearly, but we've got enough depth in that space to support her. And if she gets great individual accolades at the end of the year, that's fabulous, because if that happens, I'm sure the team will have a pretty successful season as well off the back of that. So I haven't met too many dedicated players at her age that approach the game as she does. So I'm looking forward to seeing how she goes this week to see if she can back it up. And
was it a goal or a point?
Well, if you're going off the AFL official wording, it's certainly a goal. We all thought it was a goal on the game day. There's been plenty of conversation in the media around how the opposition also thought it was a goal. But those errors are going to happen. And, I know there's no perfect solution in the AFLW space with the grounds being so inconsistent around available technology. But, we'd like to see some process in place where there's an opportunity to check. All games are on Foxtel and they show the replays, so maybe there just needs to be a bit of a pause or some kind of officiating where we can just double check these things, because it may have an impact late in the season or in a final where those types of errors, which are human errors, and we're all human, so we're not blaming anyone for it, but if we can right the ship in some way, that'd be the right step in the right direction.
Fair enough. And just finally, Abby McDonald, how do you see her, first game in Cats colours on the weekend?
Did you say Abby McDonald?
Yeah, was that her first game?
Yeah, it was, mate. Yeah, sorry. It was her first game. She's had to work really hard to get it. Her introduction to her pre-season last year was a real shock. I think she was unsure how the elite environment would work, and it took her some time to adjust to the work and the sacrifice to get to where she is right now. And she figured that out over the course of 6 months. And she went to work again in that pre-season to make sure that she was prepared to put in a really good 3-month effort. And just her combative side and her composure with the ball for a player of her age just shows some maturity around the game itself. And she was showing some signs of her under 18 year where she was strong over ground balls, really good decision maker, and really good execution with her kicking. So and she's a tough little thing too. Like, she loves a bit of a scrap, and she'll support our defence really well going forward. And every game that she plays is a learning experience. And she might play 9 more, she might play 12 more, she might play 3 or 4, but we'll just keep giving opportunities to get better. But we enjoy watching her game. She didn't look overawed, so we're quite lucky actually. We've got our list is quite healthy, and to find herself in the team this early is a big credit to her. So we'll keep pushing her.
And finally, just on the selection, is any changes do you think for the clash against Sydney this weekend?
No, not at this stage. Everyone got through the game really well, so we'll obviously announce our squad this afternoon, but it'll be very similar up to last week, which is great. It's a consistency piece again for us to make sure that we get our strongest team on the park from week to week. But again, with a really healthy list, we're looking forward to when the time comes. We're not fussed too much about making some changes when needed. So I think the list this weekend looked the same as last week, mate, and we'll approach it how we did last week and hopefully get the similar result.